Come on down to Kingdom Hair on Church Street, Bastille for all your hair accessories and supplies. At Kingdom Hair, you get the best in braids, weaves, wigs, accessories, barber supplies, manicure and pedicure supplies, and cosmetics. We take it to another level with electrical items, hair products, and salon furniture. Our customer service is second to none and is seen from the very moment you enter our store. All at Kingdom Hair in the Charles Wilkin Building on Church Street, Bastille. Telephone number 466-8727. Kingdom Hair, your beauty supply store.
The court hearing in the eligibility of Dr. Douglas as a Member of Parliament continued on Friday. The legal team representing Dr. Douglas has filed for the admission of an expert witness on the matter to prove that Dr. Douglas has not made himself ineligible to remain a Member of Parliament by virtue of possessing a diplomatic passport from the Commonwealth of Dominica. His legal team has also been asked by the court to provide the number of countries and the number of times he has travelled on this diplomatic passport, which his legal counsel, Sylvester Anthony, said they are prepared to do. In an interview on Friday after the hearing, attorney Sylvester Anthony disclosed the results of Friday's court session.
A couple of things. First of all, is that you might recall that the purpose of today's hearing was to argue the application, any applications that had been filed since the last time we met. One of these would have been an application for an expert witness. The other was to have been an application filed by the Attorney General seeking to compel Dr. Douglas to produce the Dominican diplomatic passport. As it turned out, the Attorney General did not file an application for an expert witness. Instead, they sought, and we agreed, to get the court to determine whether an expert witness, the evidence of an expert witness, was admissible in this matter. Our position is it is admissible, and that seemed to have been their position as well, because they sought at the last sitting of the court to get the matter adjourned to allow them to file such an application. In any event, the court has set the 30th of May as the date for hearing that application, and we are to file our submissions by the 11th of May.
On Friday morning, some information circulated via social media, namely WhatsApp and Facebook, indicating that Dr. Douglas was required to present his passport to the judge for inspection. This information was also published by Times Caribbean, but with no named author. Mr. Anthony refutes this claim, noting that the matter was withdrawn by the claimants.
We agreed to provide him in writing with the number of countries to which Dr. Douglas traveled using the diplomatic passport and the number of occasions on which he did so. Let me be clear. The information we are providing is the number of countries in which he used his Dominican diplomatic passport and the number of occasions.
In a government-issued press release on Friday, Attorney General Vincent Byron Jr. said that his legal team is quite happy with the outcome because now, quote, we all get to know where Dr. Douglas has traveled to and when he would have traveled using a Dominican diplomatic passport, end quote. He added that the hearing that was set some time ago allowed for the parties to present to His Lordship, Justice Ward QC, a consent order. He said, quote, our chambers had made an application for the disclosure to the court for Dr. Douglas to present his Dominican diplomatic passport for inspection, and we have had difficulty in obtaining that. His lawyers initially filed submissions to contest our requests. This, of course, was following our own agreement to present for their inspection disclosure of the immigration forms that Dr. Douglas had been using over the last couple of years, and so we consented to that without him having to make a formal application to the court. But we in turn had requested for Dr. Douglas to show us his Dominican diplomatic passport that he had indicated that he had obtained, end quote. Meanwhile, attorney Sylvester Anthony believes the happenings in court Friday is evidence that the government side is seeking to use this matter as a political tool to win approval in the court of public opinion.
And when one looks at the conduct of the claimants in this matter, the attempt here to win this case in public through public opinion perhaps is an indication that there is no legal merit to the case.
The parties will show up to court on May 28th to address where the defendant will present an expert witness in this case. The Attorney General of St. Kitts and Nevis, acting on advice of learned senior counsel Douglas Mendez of Trinidad and Tobago, is asking the High Court to declare that Dr. Douglas has vacated his seat in the National Assembly by holding a diplomatic passport of the Commonwealth of Dominica. The constitutional motion also seeks an injunction to restrain Dr. Douglas from taking part in the proceedings of the National Assembly. Section 28 of the Constitution of St. Christopher and Nevis and Section 6 of the National Assembly's Act both provide that a person shall not be qualified to be elected or appointed as a member if he is, by virtue of his own act, under any acknowledgement of allegiance, obedience, or adherence to a foreign power or state. The parliamentary disqualification case had its first hearing in the High Court on February 26th before resident High Court Judge His Lordship Justice Trevor Ward, QC. Andre Huey, SKN Newsline.